Hello, welcome back to Glow with TJ. Today's the last video in this four-part series about keeping promises to yourself. And I told you I was excited about sharing this one with you, and I am because I wanted to kind of give you an idea of why this has become such a passion for me, why speaking about promises and self-relationship, why that is important to me. And so let me start off by giving you a few words that I actually wrote and come from my website. My worth was tangled in doing more, being more, keeping everyone else happy while breaking promise after promise to myself. I have been coming back around and around and around to that statement, especially that last part, breaking promise after promise to myself, for months after I wrote it and it being up on the website. Like I just keep coming back to that. It pulls me in. I know there's something else there, but I haven't been able to kind of pull it in to land, really flush it out, land on it, and understand what it is that I wanted to kind of to run with there. And it came to me the other day that it was on the site for some reason. I saw those words again, and it just made me think about all the promises that I have broken to myself in the recent past, like I would say in the last 8 or 10 years. And it got me also thinking about some of the thoughts and some of the things that kind of helped me shift that and realizing that that's what I want to speak to. That feels like a place where I want to and share my knowledge, share my wisdom, share my experience, and walk with others along this path. So I've seen this idea, this phrasing along so many times, and I'm sure we all have that, no one's coming to save us, that no one can do this work for us, that we have to do the work. And yeah, I hear it and I believe it, but I've never really been able to kind of embody it, to step into it, to work with it, to go with it. Really until I guess it's been in the last couple of years that I really wanted to get back into movement of some kind, into working out, to resistance training. Not because I'm wanting to lose weight, that would be great. But for me, it's been more about staying active and staying mobile. I'm in my 50s now, and I am feeling my age for sure, and feeling the fact that I have become a bit more stagnant and sedentary, and feeling the extra weight that happens to be on my body. And so I started thinking that, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this. And, a week goes by, a couple of more days go by, another week goes by. And I start to see this pattern like, okay, I say I want to do it, but I'm not doing it. So what can I do about that? And I honestly feel like all I did that, well, all I started with was that I had to tell myself, you have to do this. You have to put your workout clothes on. You have to go downstairs to the treadmill. You have to go down there with your weights. You have to figure something out. So I did. One day I just said, screw it, I'm doing it. I got down there. I think I walked for 10 minutes, and that was all I could do. And that didn't feel so great, but I did it. And then I took a couple days and I went back down. And then the next week I added a little bit more. I think I did like maybe 3 days of 10 minutes. So I started increasing because I started realizing I have to just do this. I have to just rip the Band-Aid off. I have to just do the thing. No one else is going to do it for me. And this has led me back to being much more dedicated to myself, to this relationship with myself. I was a very academic person growing up. And, I would say, I don't even know when we finally all started talking about this idea of relationship with ourselves, but certainly that was not something that I experienced growing up. And in my 20s, as a young adult, I had a very constant loop of negativity in my head, whether I was complaining about something or holding a grudge on something or talking negatively to myself, criticizing myself is definitely one that I have a lot of experience with. And I don't really think that it was until I started that I did, I don't know, maybe there was some, but much more consistent and an effort given on my part would have been probably closer to 2000 when I did get involved. A little after that, I guess it was more after that. It was probably 2005 when I got involved in yoga a little bit, taking a yoga class and being in those classes, sitting in a yin class. I discovered that was one of my favorite things, was a yin class, and being in discomfort of the postures, not pain, discomfort, and having to be there with my thoughts and having to breathe and stay there instead of wanting to, although I really wanted to just throw it all away and say, I'm done, I'm huffing out of here. But listening to the teacher, her calm presence, the things that she was sharing, the teaching she was sharing, like that started to get in and help me learn about being in this relationship with myself and being kinder, being gentler, being more compassionate, being more engaged with myself in how I interact with the world, how I treat myself. Um, and I'm not saying this is a straight line for sure. I look at it kind of like a spiral. Like every time I go deep, I can go inward and learn some things. And then the next time I go in again, and then in that another next circle, like I learn something more, I learn something deeper. So that's kind of how I see relationship with self. And I learned that, and I've had times when I how do I want to say it? When I wasn't in good relationship with myself, when I like fell back into old patterns and whatnot, that I actually feel worse. I feel worse in my body, I feel worse in my mind, I just feel worse. And so learning to be in this relationship with myself and pay attention to what that is and pay attention to what that means and pay attention to the things that support me, the things that are true for me now in this body, in this moment, at this age. Like all of that improves the person that I am. I like the person that I am more when I am in this better relationship with myself, when I am keeping those promises to myself and consistently showing up and knowing that, it's going to happen on occasion, but knowing that those one or two here and there don't have the biggest impact, don't have that big of an impact as letting it go for weeks or months or more. And this is now what this is a place I want to be. I want to walk with women while women in midlife, while you learn to have a great relationship with yourself, while you check in, while you learn where you've been letting yourself down, where you learn what would support you, what you need from yourself, what keeping a promise to yourself looks like, what potential you have when you keep those promises to yourself, what dreams you have when you're doing all that, because that's the magic. That's the magic. When we keep those promises to ourselves, it unlocks this wonderful magic that we can, it ripples out. We can take care of others better. When we're taking care of ourselves, we can maybe go for, a better job, a bigger job, more community service, more community, more wanting to engage with others. It can just open so many doors. So I am so excited about working on one of the things I'm working on, an upcoming workshop in August, and working on a new offer in the background here to really focus on this idea of keeping promises to yourself and building that strong relationship with yourself. And I am so excited for this. And I hope that if it sparks something in you, if it really resonates, or you think, wow, I could really use this, then please stick around because or drop me a note, let me know that you want to make sure that you get the information as it comes out. Because I would love to have you join me in this, and I would love to support you in this because it does light me up to watch others have beautiful experiences in life and create this amazing, beautiful relationship with themselves. So thank you so much for joining me. And in case you've been hearing some clicking here, that's my sweet puppy, sweet doggy, Aspen in the background here. He's a little restless tonight. He says we should be done working today. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to maybe connecting with some of you at some point soon.